Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at 2 in the morning, wide awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep feels so much harder now than it used to? Maybe you toss and turn for hours, or you fall asleep, only to wake up at 3, 4, 5 times a night. Maybe you even feel tired all day, but somehow when bedtime rolls around, real rest slips right through your fingers. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. So many people after 60 quietly battle with sleep problems, and it's not just frustrating, it can be downright exhausting. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's how your body heals. It's how your brain recharges. It's how your heart, your muscles, and even your memory stay strong. So when sleep suffers, everything else starts to feel a little harder too. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay that way. You don't have to settle for restless nights or rely on heavy medications that often come with a list of side effects a mile long. Today, I want to have a real conversation with you about why sleep can become such a struggle after 60, and even more importantly, what simple, practical things you can start doing to get those peaceful nights back. Because you deserve to wake up feeling refreshed. You deserve energy and clarity. You deserve deep, healing sleep that carries you through your day with strength and joy. Let's talk about it. One of the biggest reasons sleep becomes harder after 60 has to do with something most of us don't even think about: changes in our internal clock. You see, when we're younger, our bodies have a strong, steady rhythm, what scientists call the circadian rhythm, that tells us when to feel awake and when to feel sleepy. But as we get older, that rhythm can shift. It's almost like it loses its beat a little. You might find yourself getting tired earlier in the evening, waking up earlier in the morning, or feeling sleepy and alert at odd times. The challenge is, when your body's rhythm gets out of sync with your daily schedule, sleep problems sneak in. You might end up lying in bed too early and not being able to fall asleep, or waking up when it's still dark out and not knowing what to do with yourself. One simple, powerful way to help reset that internal clock is by getting sunlight first thing in the morning. I know it sounds almost too simple to be true, but it works. When you expose your eyes, without sunglasses, to natural morning light for even 10 to 15 minutes a day, you send a clear message to your brain: this is morning, time to be awake. That strengthens your rhythm and over time helps you naturally feel sleepy at the right time again. Even just sitting by a bright window with your morning coffee can make a difference. Better yet, step outside if you can. Feel that fresh air on your face. Let the light hit your skin. It's a small habit, but it can have a surprisingly big impact on your nights. Now, while sunlight helps your body know when it's time to wake up, there's another major issue that sneaks in and wrecks sleep after 60, and that's worry and overthinking at bedtime. You know what I mean. The day's over, the house is quiet, and suddenly your mind starts running wild. Maybe you're thinking about doctor's appointments, bills, family situations, health issues. Whatever it is, it feels louder and heavier at night, doesn't it? It's not just in your imagination. Stress hormones like cortisol can stay elevated longer as we age, especially if we don't have a good way of calming down before bed. And elevated cortisol makes falling asleep so much harder. It keeps your heart rate up, your muscles tense, your thoughts racing. That's why creating a true wind-down routine, a gentle, reliable signal to your body that it's time to shift gears, is absolutely critical. I'm not talking about complicated rituals, just simple things. Maybe it's turning off the TV an hour before bed. Maybe it's listening to calming music or reading something light and positive. Maybe it's writing in a gratitude journal, just 3 things you're thankful for that day. And maybe, just maybe, it's learning to talk back to that busy brain. When a worry pops up at bedtime, you don't have to chase it down the rabbit hole. You can gently tell yourself, it's nighttime. I'll think about this tomorrow if I need to. Right now, my only job is to rest. It might feel awkward at first, but over time, your brain learns that bedtime is not the time for problem solving. It's the time for healing. Another big shift that happens with sleep after 60 is how deeply we sleep. Even when we do sleep, it tends to be lighter. That's why little things, a creaky floor, a barking dog, a full bladder, can wake us up more easily than they used to. And once you're awake, it can be tough to drift back down into deep, restful sleep. One gentle, natural way to protect your sleep is by paying close attention to your evening habits, especially around caffeine, heavy meals, and screen time. Even if you could drink coffee late into the evening in your younger years with no problem, it often doesn't work the same way now. Caffeine stays in your system longer than you might realize. That afternoon coffee at 4 p.m., it might still be lurking in your bloodstream at midnight, keeping your brain just a little too alert. Same goes for heavy meals. When you eat a big dinner right before bed, your body has to work harder to digest it, and that can disrupt your sleep cycle too. Aim to finish your last meal at least 2 or 3 hours before bedtime whenever you can. And then there are those glowing screens, phones, tablets, TVs. They all give off a kind of blue light that tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. That can delay the release of melatonin, the natural hormone that makes you sleepy. Try dimming the lights around the house as the evening goes on, and put the screens away at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Let your body feel the softness of nighttime again. Now that we've talked about setting your body's clock with morning sunlight, calming your mind with an evening routine, and adjusting those habits around food, caffeine, and screens, let's keep going deeper. Because while those first steps can make a real difference, there's still more we can do to rebuild the kind of deep, nourishing sleep that so many of us miss after 60. And sometimes it starts with a question we don't always think to ask. Is my bedroom actually helping me sleep, or making it harder? You see, your bedroom isn't just a place to park your body at night. It should feel like a retreat, a signal to your brain that says, "Here, we rest." But too often, our bedrooms end up full of distractions. The television hums in the corner. Bright clocks flash numbers at us. Maybe even piles of paperwork or old projects sit in the corner, whispering reminders of things left undone. Little by little, all that clutter, noise, and light can keep the brain alert without you even realizing it. And when the brain is alert, true rest stays out of reach. That's why one of the most powerful things you can do is create what I like to call a sleep sanctuary. Think about how you can make your bedroom a place of calm and comfort. Keep the lights low and soft at night. Maybe use blackout curtains if streetlights sneak in through the windows. If noise is a problem, consider a simple white noise machine, or even a fan that creates a gentle, steady background hum. Clear off surfaces where clutter tends to pile up. Not to be fancy, just to let your mind breathe a little easier. The less your brain has to process when you walk into your room, the more it can focus on just one thing, winding down. And pay attention to temperature too. Believe it or not, cooler rooms actually help signal the body that it's time to sleep. Somewhere around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit tends to be ideal for most people. When you slide into cool sheets in a dark, quiet room, your body feels safe. It knows it's time to let go. But even if you create the perfect environment, there's another key piece we can't overlook: staying physically active during the day. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons or spending hours at the gym, unless you want to. I'm talking about simple, regular movement that signals to your body, we used our energy today. Now, it's time to rest and rebuild. When we move less, especially as we get older, the body doesn't get as clear a signal that it needs deep sleep to recover. It's almost like it doesn't realize it's time to power down for repairs. Movement doesn't have to be complicated. A morning walk around the block, light stretching or gentle yoga in the living room, even doing a little gardening or dancing in the kitchen while you cook. Anything that gets your blood flowing counts. And here's something important. It's not just about tiring your body out. It's about balancing your brain chemistry too. Regular movement helps lower stress hormones and boost the natural chemicals, like serotonin, that help set you up for a peaceful night. I knew a man named Henry who started walking just 15 minutes every morning after breakfast. At first, he didn't notice much change, but after a few weeks, he realized he was falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. all because he gave his body a reason to crave rest again. Small changes, small habits can have a ripple effect that touches every part of your night and your life. Now there's one more important thing to talk about, and it's a little less physical and a little more emotional, and that's learning to make peace with nighttime wake-ups. Because the truth is, even when you do everything right, morning light, calming evenings, a perfect bedroom, regular movement, there are still going to be nights when you wake up, maybe once, maybe a few times, and that's okay. The problem isn't waking up once or twice during the night. It's how we respond when it happens. If we panic, if we tell ourselves, "Oh no, not again, I'm going to be exhausted tomorrow," we flood our bodies with stress, which makes it even harder to fall back asleep. But if we meet those moments with calm acceptance, if we say to ourselves, "It's normal, I'll rest here quietly until sleep comes back," then the body stays relaxed. And more often than not, sleep will find its way back much faster. Sometimes simply lying still with your eyes closed, even if you're not fully asleep, still gives your body a chance to rest and heal. Sleep doesn't have to be perfect to be beneficial. Trust your body. Trust that it knows what to do, especially when you give it the right environment and habits to support it. So if you find yourself awake in the middle of the night, try not to turn on bright lights. Try not to reach for your phone. Instead, breathe slowly. Relax each muscle in your body, starting from your feet all the way up to your head. Picture yourself floating peacefully in a safe, quiet place. Let go of the need to force anything, and most of all, be kind to yourself in those tender moments. You are not broken. You are not failing. Your body is simply asking for a little extra patience, a little extra grace, and you have the power to give it exactly what it needs. When you start to look at your nights with a little more patience, a little more gentleness, something beautiful begins to happen. Sleep becomes less of a battle and more of an invitation. A time not to worry or judge yourself, but to simply rest, to heal, and to be. And here's something really important to remember. Building better sleep habits takes time. Just like you wouldn't expect a garden to bloom the day after planting seeds, your body and brain need a little time to adjust to new rhythms. Some changes might show results quickly, others might take a few weeks, and that's okay. Progress is progress, even when it's slow. You're creating an environment inside and out that honors rest, that honors you. Think of it like this: every small thing you do, stepping outside for morning sunlight, turning off screens earlier, making your bedroom cozy and cool, moving your body each day, greeting wake-ups with calm instead of frustration. Each of those small things is a vote for better sleep. Every single one counts. And as those votes stack up, your body starts to remember what it feels like to sleep deeply and wake up feeling truly refreshed. Now, I want to share a little story with you because it's a reminder that no matter your age, no matter your situation, it's never too late to improve your sleep and your quality of life. A woman named Linda, who's 74, told me she had struggled with terrible sleep for almost 10 years. She tried medications, supplements, all kinds of things, but nothing ever really stuck. When she finally started focusing on her habits, the basics we talked about today, things slowly began to shift. It didn't happen overnight. It took her a couple of months of steady, loving changes. But today, she sleeps better than she has in decades. She told me it was never about finding a magic pill. It was about taking care of myself in ways I hadn't thought of before. And that, my friend, is the real magic. When you choose to honor your body's needs, when you decide that your sleep, your rest, your health are worth the effort, you change your future. You give yourself more energy for the things and people you love. You give yourself more good mornings, more peaceful evenings, more beautiful days. So if you're struggling right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not stuck. You are not too old. Your best nights can still be ahead of you. Even if it's one small change at a time, even if it feels slow at first, every step you take toward better sleep is a step toward a better life. And remember, You don't have to do it alone. I would love to hear from you. What's something you struggle with when it comes to sleep? Or maybe you've discovered a tip or habit that's helped you get more rest. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If you found these ideas helpful and you're ready to keep feeling better, please give this video a like. It really helps more people find our community. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple, encouraging tips to live your healthiest, happiest life after 60. You're doing something wonderful for yourself by being here today, by caring about your health, by seeking better even when it's hard. And that deserves to be celebrated. Here's to more peaceful nights, brighter mornings, and the beautiful truth that it's never too late to feel your best. Take care of yourself, sleep well tonight, and know that you are stronger and more capable than you may realize. And if you're ready to keep building a stronger, healthier life after 60, check out some of our other videos right here on the channel. We talk about everything from boosting your energy to protecting your memory, and each one is filled with simple, real-world tips just like these. You're not on this journey alone. We're building a community of people who believe that age is just a number, and that your best days can still be ahead. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care and sleep well.